back to Rebel Movement Podcast. No little fancy intro today. I'm just gonna go right into it. Today my vibe, my hope for this episode is like we're chatting about summer stuff and we're giving tips and tricks and reminders. I would love to hear from you as well if you have tips and tricks and stuff. And what you feel comfortable in, what you like to wear. You can do that via email. I do have a question before we get there. Obviously, if you're listening to the podcast, I was going to say if you're not listening, obviously I can't ask you. How do you like this podcast? Do you find it helpful? Send me an email, info@movewithbilly.com. Let me know if it's helpful for you. I do my very best to fill this with helpful information and free stuff. But I know that right now we're kind of in a period of time where there's like so much information out there. And I'm just very cognizant that it's not always necessarily helpful to just give more information because sometimes we don't need that. We're not ready for it. We're also in a time where there's like a million podcasts. And I don't know about you, but I feel kind of burnt out from learning more information sometimes. I like where I need like time to check back in with myself and reconnect with like what feels good in my body. And I don't know. So currently the listener base is pretty small. It is definitely bigger on some episodes, but it is kind of a small listenership, which is fine. I love the little like dozen or so of you that are listening every week. I appreciate you all very much. I'm not saying I'm quitting the podcast. I'm just thinking about what I should do next, if I should continue the podcast or not. Personally, it is sort of a supporter of my business, but I've found that most people actually don't find me through the podcast. Most people find me via Google referral from a friend or like social media or Google. Did I say Google? So I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what to do. I do like doing podcasts. I'm not sure if I would do a different one or what. I'm going to just be fully honest and transparent with you. I've been thinking about whether or not I should end the podcast. And one of the things that I'm thinking that I would like to do with the time is potentially write a book. I could do that anyway. I could, add it to the list of things I'm doing for sure. But I guess saying it out loud makes it a little bit more real, saying it to you. I'm just not sure what to do. I'm just finding that like some podcasts are going to a more video form and I'm not super into that. I'm just going to get really in my head about being on video more than I already am because I teach virtually. And I don't know. Let me know your thoughts if you have any. If you like this podcast, if you have any feedback, if you don't like this podcast, I don't know why you're here, but you could still send me feedback, info@movewithbilly.com. If you're listening, I would love for you to let me know. You can post a screenshot on socials and then tag me @movewithbilly. And yeah, just let me know. I'll keep you in the conversation. We'll keep you in the loop, of course. I'm just not sure what to do. It was kind of fun when I had a co-host. It was a little easier scheduling wise when I didn't. But yeah, I'm just not sure what to do. I'm just kind of open to all options. I'm just throwing it out there. If you are like all of a sudden struck with this wonderful idea you want to share with me or whatever, please let me know. Okay. So in terms of summer stuff, I don't know. I love fall fashion because I like layering. I like being able to have, like a cute accessory or a cute jacket. I feel like that makes it's easier for me to dress in the way that I want to with that. Like I've kind of want this like rebel punky alternative. I'm not really good at explaining it. Like edgy vibe is what I want sometimes. And I have a really hard time with that in summer because there's less accessories. So I guess like I usually opt for like black shorts and whatever. There's still options, but I just feel like I don't know, because I have been only sort of feeling safe in my body, like, I have a better relationship with my body and because of my trauma recovery. I'm not sure if it's just that like I'm pretty new at dressing in a way that I want rather than the way I should feel like I should. But I still feel pretty new. If you have tips on this, let me know. Hopefully you can't hear the dog barking in the background. Um, I feel like you probably can. One second. Okay. I locked the window, so hopefully that helps. Um, yeah, I usually like it ends up being okay, but I also find that sometimes I just gravitate towards comfortable clothes rather than clothes that feel like they are the exact style that I want, which is fine too, I think. Like I've spent so much time feeling uncomfortable in my body. It feels like still feels like an act of rebellion to choose comfort for sure. Um, in terms of shorts, the one thing that can come up, of course, is the chafing, which I get all the time. I've struggled with it for my whole life, and it's very frustrating. I have what do you call them? Stretch marks on my inner thighs as well. So I'm not sure if it's like a combo, if that affects, how I get how the friction burn. What do you call it? I just said it and I forgot it. Anyway, if it affects that or not, but I do currently use um it's like a blue stick. It looks like a deodorant stick for runners. I think it's called Body Glide. Not sponsored or anything. I have a lot of allergies, so I'm not allergic to that one, and that one works. I do have a pink one, but I don't find it as good personally. Um, there's other brands that do like Mega Babe, I think is one that does like it's called Chub Rub, which I wish I could support that brand because it seems cool. But they have citrus or something in it, and I can't use like I just have a lot of allergies. I have extremely sensitive skin. Um, so there are definitely products I've used. Deodorant, which works in a pinch, you do have to end up like reapplying it, I find. And I mean, you do sometimes with the Body Glide, but it depends on how long you've been out. I know some people wear runner shorts underneath stuff, which I think is a great idea. Um, especially for times where you like don't even want to think about it. And it also like bonus pockets if you're wearing a dress or something. I sometimes feel too warm if I have too many layers on. Um, but it's, definitely an option. If you have other hacks, let me know because I would love to share them with everybody. It's definitely a consideration though. I only really get chafing, that's the word I was looking for, chafing on my legs. Um, I used to sometimes get on my arms as well. It kind of depends on the deodorant I'm wearing and the shirts I'm wearing, but I don't get it as often, thankfully. Sometimes I get it under my little um, belly roll, but not often. I think that's more so if it's a certain type of underwear that has an elastic that rubs on that part. Um, anyway, that's what I experienced in the summertime. I've definitely noticed that I've gotten more and more comfortable as the years have gone on using these tools and dressing in a way that feels comfortable and sometimes looks cool. The one thing that I feel like I need to remind myself is that I don't owe anyone anything. I don't have to cover up my body because it's, not a super thin body. I can still wear short shorts if I want. If I want to wear a crop top, I could. If I want to wear, a low cut shirt, whatever. Like I think there's so much narrative around particularly people with boobs and people in bigger bodies. There's so much narrative about what you should or should not wear. And I hate it all. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's your body. You can live in it however you want to. If that means that you wear a crop top and short shorts, like, oh my God, go for it. Send me a picture so I can hype you up because I absolutely love it. Does that mean that I always have that confidence and feel that brave? No. It shouldn't be brave, just like people existing in their bodies. There's usually such a narrative around, like if someone in a bigger body is wearing something like, oh, they're so brave, they're so confident. Like, fuck off. Anyway, it's a very big tangent. There's like sometimes where it's just a little bit more emotional work if I want to wear something. Um, and I just have to use a little bit more tools. Like maybe the tool is checking in instead of looking in the mirror, checking in with how I feel. Maybe I briefly check in the mirror and then just focusing back on how I feel for the rest of the day and like ignoring things. I still have body dysmorphia, and sometimes the body dysmorphia is that my perception, I mean, I don't know, it's all over the place. Sometimes my perception of my body is that it's bigger than reality. Sometimes is that it's smaller than in reality. And that last one feels a little bit tricky because of then when I see mirrors or see pictures, occasionally it'll snap back to what it is. And my brain struggles with that. I find it very triggering. Um, I guess what I'm saying though, like part of what I'm saying here is that this healing does not happen overnight. And I know that it's one thing to have these beliefs. I've like to believe that diet culture is bullshit and to believe that you can wear whatever you want and that like you can't tell value or health or anything by looking at the size of a body. And it's another thing um, to heal from your own past and your own relationship with your body and our own internalized fat phobia and anti-fat bias. I should have said anti-fat bias. I'm trying not to say fat phobia because it's not a phobia. There is such a thing, but it is not what most people it is not the the more common thing. Anyway, that's a different topic. So just in case you're grappling with that, if you like have a hard day, you have like want to wear bikini to the beach and you have a hard time with it and it feels like emotionally taxing to choose the bikini today because you're in a weird place mentally and you know that you're going to spend the whole time thinking about your belly and you would rather just wear a different bathing suit and just focus on swimming because that's what you need, that's what you want. I think that's an okay choice to make sometimes. I also think it's an okay choice sometimes to wear the bikini and practice reminding yourself that you are enough. Your body is enough. You don't have to look a certain way to wear a certain piece of clothing. You don't have to exist in a certain way, that your body has value because it is your body, that it is not less beautiful or less sexy or less healthy than smaller bodies just because of its size. Like that's all diet culture. I know that you can think those things, you can know those things to be true, and that practice can be hard. So I think it is good some days to practice wearing the thing you want to wear and knowing that you might come up with resistance as the day goes on and having tools to help with that resistance or that barrier or that thought that comes up. You know what I mean? But I also know that there's some days where I just don't have the capacity. Like I want to wear this. It looks so cute. And also I'm like in my luteal phase. I'm really struggling mentally today. I'm like feeling really lethargic and I don't feel good. Okay, I'm going to come back to that outfit another day when I have the mental capacity, the emotional capacity to handle those feelings. You know what I mean? Just a little recap reminder real quick. If you've come up with or come up against barriers to wearing clothes that are easier to wear for the temperature, there are tools to help you feel less chafing and that kind of thing. You can wear anything you want to wear. You can wear short shorts, crop tops, bikinis in any size of body. And just because you are on this road where you logically know what diet culture is, how it affects you, like you've done the work, you understand what anti-fat bias is, you understand it's all bullshit, doesn't mean that it just like erases your whole history with diet culture and eating disorders and stuff. Like those, I wish those were like, they're connected for sure. But learning one thing does not mean that you're at the end of the healing path, unfortunately. So just be kind to yourself. If you find difficult stuff comes up, if you're like putting on an outfit and then you have a thought that comes up that is very diet culture, you're judgy of your body, you have a long history where you've had many moments, I'm sure, of hurt or of hating your body or of this disconnect from your body or whatever. You had one perspective of your body for so long. It makes sense to have a hard time now where you still have a hard time with your body occasionally. Does that make sense? Like healing isn't linear, as you've heard a million times. Like, even if you've been healed from your eating disorder for 5 years, 10 years, there still might be a day where you have these difficult feelings come up, and that does not get rid of all of the progress you've made so far. I say all of this with so much love. This work of unpacking your relationship with your body, like the emotional stuff, the inner beliefs that you may not be as aware of. I do this a lot with my clients, with one-on-one clients. If you would like support with this, feel free to send me an email and we can set up a free chat to just see if we work well together. Just because I don't want to be convincing anyone to spend money with me and like before you realize that we're actually a good fit. Like, I want you to work with me because you're like, this person has something I need, like has value, like they can offer me something that is genuinely helpful. You genuinely want to work with me, like it's exciting. You think that we are compatible to work together. That's why I want to work with you. And if you find we're not compatible, I'm still going to think you're cool. And I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to be mad at you. It's just everyone thinks differently. Everyone works differently. And that's fine. I hope this was helpful for you. If there's other little summer reminders that you find would be helpful, please let me know, because I know we could all use a lot of them. Let me know again about your podcast thoughts, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.